Good morning, everyone. It's Gina Bulow coming to you live from the Hive. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And good morning. It is Monday, August 26th, and it is a hot, warm day out there. If you guys are on, say hello. Tell me where you're coming from. I'm going to just make sure that I am set up where I need to be. How was everyone's weekend? Everyone have a good weekend?
I voted for Donald Trump in 2016.
Good morning, Kat and Karen. How are you ladies doing this morning? Okay, I think I'm all set up. So, today, what do I have for you today? Today we're gonna make 3 beautiful cards, of course, and a few things to share with you. First of all, don't forget if you earned bonus bucks or bonus day coupons back in July, you have till the end of this week to use them. So don't wait and get your orders in before the end of the month. Also, we have Designer Series paper on sale, annual catalog only. It does not include the holiday catalog, so annual catalog only. I believe it's 15% off. That goes till the end of the week. So 2 really good sales going on right now. Classes. I have today's class, of course. And then if you are looking for kits, I have this August scrapbook kit. This class I did last week, Wednesday, the 21st. You get both pages here. You do have to provide your own 12 by 12 paper. So you have to provide white, but everything else is provided for you. If you don't have this stamp, that's okay. You could substitute with any floral stamp that you have. This class is $24, so and plus shipping. So reach out. You have until I forgot it's Labor Day weekend already. It's kind of early this year, so I extended the date for this. So all kits will be available to order until Wednesday, September 4th. So today's class, this class, and then yesterday, if you guys didn't see, I had a fall fun folds class, and it was so much fun. I'm definitely ready for some fall weather after yesterday and today. It is hot and sticky, and we're not used to that here in Wisconsin, and I don't do well in it. Karen says she's not liking the weather either. Yeah, unless I'm in my pool, you're not going to catch me outside in this. So we used, gosh, no, I can't think of the name of the stamp sets. But anyways, this really cute fall set that we have, it has coffee cups and it has awesome words in it like hot cocoa and pumpkins and fall season. And I love that it has all these really great words to go with it. So as you can see, you're like, well, that doesn't look like a fun fold, Gina. Well, it is. We have our traditional bookend or book binding fold, but then we have an explosion inside. So we have nothing is better than pumpkin season. And then you have an area here to put your sentiment in. So that's our kind of surprise in the inside there. So we have that card. Then we did a step-up card with some diamonds here using the iconic imagery set. So kind of has, oh, wants to tip over on me already. So we have this here, side view goes like this, and then we have these pretty diamonds that all get layered, and we used, the nice thing about this set, there's so much versatility in this set. It covers just about every holiday you could think of. So great set to own. Plus it has the paper that goes with it that covers all the seasons too. Then we created an easel card with some fall leaves, and we brought in Pretty Peacock and help me out this morning, Wild Wheat. Like I said, I was never a huge fan of wow, I just said it and now it's totally, phew, it's early Monday morning. Wild Wheat until I played with the Wildling Flower DSP, And the color combination, I really like this with the Moody Mauve and Pretty Peacock. Really pretty. More than Autumn. That is this set here. So anyways, we have this great fun fold here. And then of course we brought in the Frosted Forest, and we used the masks with this. So, and of course this wood DSP is absolutely gorgeous. I could probably use it on every card and still not be sick of it. So anyways, and it's got a cute little bird on there. So this card kit is $20 and you can get it till September 4th. So that's what I have right now. Working on technique. I got a lot coming up in fall. We have the escape coming up with Christine. So those of you who haven't registered, I don't know if she has any slots yet or anything like that. Reach out to her. And we also have, beginning of October is the Wounded Warrior event. So we have those things plus classes all going on. So lots of excitement going on here in the Hive. So like I said, those two events, if you have any questions about those, reach out to Christine and she can give you all the details on that. So who's ready to stamp? Our first one, I kind of brought some stamps that I haven't played with in a while, and maybe we get all excited with the new stuff that comes out and we kind of forget about the stuff that's been there a while. So I brought in Trucking Along. I really haven't played with this. I fell in love with it when it came out. My husband and sons are into vehicles and they love this old truck. So I brought this in today. Oops. And here's our card we're going to be making. So I figured this says, sending you sunny thoughts. We got a little kind of sun in the background here, and we brought in that wood DSP again and made like a little bit of a boardwalk, I guess you would say. And he's got a little palm tree with surfboard and a life preserver back there. So let's get stamping. First, our base is basic beige. Traditional 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have a piece of boho blue matte and a piece of white that we embossed with the painted texture. I will say when they get rid of this embossing folder, I will probably be really sad. This is one of my favorites. You always have ones that you really like, but there are some that I feel like are a really great staple, and this is one of them. We used to have the subtle folder too, and I feel like they can go with every set. Such a pretty folder. Okay, so we're just adhering our mats together. Okay, we used a die to cut out our little bit of a sunshine here, and we will pop that up right away. Any of my fellow Wisconsin friends, what are we doing to stay cool in the heat today? It looks like either I'll be staying inside or I'll be in the pool, one of the two. Kids mentioned they wanted to go to the library today, so we may go and do that. Today would be a good day. I would love to make, I have tons of tomatoes now in my garden, so I could make spaghetti sauce. I'd like to can it. I've never done that before, but I feel like it's too hot to cook today. So I'm not sure that that's going to happen. And I see I'm missing stuff. I feel like I'm missing stuff every time I come here, and you guys must just think I'm losing my marbles. And I could be. Very well could be. Okay, so we have a strip here to cut or to punch. This has a punch with it, so we're gonna bring in our truck builder punch. And it has a solid image, an outline image, and we have the tires here. These are the images that we are gonna be using. Karen, you're staying inside. That sounds good to me. It just on my 10-minute drive here, I was like, oh, it's so hot. And then I walked into the hive here and I'm like, oh, this feels so much better. So I may choose to just stay inside and not even worry about going outside. And I'm also going to cut a little strip because, of course, I didn't bring my strip. Or maybe I did and I forgot. All right. I think I have all my parts now. Okay, so we're gonna bring in our, I don't have the right colors here. Here we go. Oh, I did use Memento. I see I'm forgetting what I used already. We're gonna bring in Memento. And stamp our truck. Bring in some scratch paper here. Then we have the solid part. We're going to use boho blue, and we are going to stamp off. Now remember, this was an online exclusive. This was part of, I think, the very first set of online exclusives that they offered. And I like when I stamped off that it has kind of that old truck. It's not, you know, quite a solid image. It has a little bit of beat upness to it, so I like that. Then we will bring in our smoky slate and we will do our tires. Now what I always like to do when you have stamps here that you need to line up, and you don't want to, sometimes you don't even realize that you do this. When you put things on your stamps, sometimes we think they're on there straight, but with these photopolymer, sometimes you have a lot of mobility in your stamp. So a lot of times with a stamp like this, I will just lay it flat on a piece of paper and then pick it up because it'll stay in its form. If that makes sense. Does everyone understand that? I'm not sure if that makes sense or not, but and then we will stamp our little so we got our tires now. And then it has a stamp here with the palm tree, the surfboard, and the life preserver. We're going to stamp that off to the side. So we're going to have to do a little bit of fussy cutting, but it won't be bad, I promise. And then there is also a stamp for your palm tree. So it's this stamp right here, and then this is for the palm tree. So we're going to bring in some of our granny apple. I'm going to stamp off. Line it up to my best of my ability here. I'm off a little bit, but it'll be okay. All right. And then our surfboard and our life preserver are so small that you could use markers, or I'm just going to actually take a little bit of my Bank of Stella and This is probably not a good thing to do in your ink pad, but I always just have one little corner sometimes if I just want a little bit. And I'm gonna pick up that ink and I'm gonna color directly wipe it off. Now I'm going to pick up my Calypso Coral. And the same thing, I'm going to kind of use full strength on one side, and then I'm going to let it kind of be softer on the other side. And then I'm going to go through and, oops, I got lots of Wink of Stella now. Got a hot mess now. And I'm going to bring in, there's a little bit of a stem here, and I'm going to bring in some crumb cake. So sad to see all that Wink of Stella. We can't waste that. Okay. So, good morning, Hope. Janelle, you're watching from work today. Well, thank you. Okay. So now we have everything stamped, I believe. We have to do the inside of our card yet. This is where we can use our punch to cut out our truck. Pieces flying everywhere. And then we're just going to fussy cut this out. And you don't have to be too particular. I'm going to actually leave the bottom part on. I only really need to cut out this top section, and the rest will get attached to the truck. And when I fussy cut, I try to leave a white border. I'm not doing so hot with that today, but I do like to leave a little white border, like when we have our dies or our punches, how it leaves that little bit of a border. And I think that might be all I have to, that's all I have to cut there. So you can have that extra piece here because that's all going to get hidden by our truck. And it goes on the back of our truck like that. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're going to attach that. Use a little bit of glue here. We're going to set our truck aside. We will bring in our sentiment and we'll stamp that in boho. Good morning, Polly. How are you this morning? Oh, and I almost stamped it in Memento. Okay. There you go, sending sunny thoughts. And then I need my inside of my card. I am not doing a good job lately. I have been missing out on things. I'll blame it on the heat the last couple days. It's a little hot yesterday. We were at a car show in Malone, and I will say it was pretty toasty out. Okay, we're gonna stamp the inside of our card. We'll bring in our memento again. We're gonna stamp a little truck on the inside. And we will bring that one in there. Oh, I did that one really well. I shouldn't get ahead of myself though. Anyone have any big plans for Labor Day weekend? Last weekend before a lot of kids are in school. My kids start next week Tuesday, so we'll be back to the school grind. No big plans for us. I think it's gonna be make sure we have everything that we need for school, and probably be a Costco run in there. So once again, our colors are Boho Blue, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lolly, Calypso Coral, and I love that this truck it's one of those sets. It can be used for so many things, from a fall set, a summer set, a spring set, a winter set. So many wonderful things you could make with this stamp set. Okay, so now we have our inside done, and I'm gonna leave a sentiment blank. I'm gonna see what I want it for, whether I want it to be a birthday or if someone's, you know, needing a little pick-me-up, and I'll personalize the card that way. Okay, then we have a 1-inch strip of our wood DSP, and I'm just going to put this on here flat because we'll be popping up a lot of the other pieces. And we have some basic beige ribbon, so we're going to put a strip of that along here, and I'll take a piece of tear tape and put that in the center here. pop up our truck. You can hear someone mowing their grass already. I guess it's cooler now than it will be later, but it would not be a day that I would be mowing my lawn. I'd save it for a cooler day. Then I'm just going to take and angle my ends, and we'll add dimensionals to that. I feel like this truck is very fitting for our weather today. I'm just going to have my ribbon peeking through on the bottom, and then my sentiment is up a little bit higher. There's not much difference as far as the width of my strip and the ribbon, so that's why you can see a little bit more ribbon in here. Karen, you got yours done on Saturday? I don't even remember what Saturday was. All I know is yesterday was nice and warm. Okay, now time for a few gems. And I brought in, because I felt these kind of had a sandy appeal to them, the iridescent foil gems. They've got little gold flecks in, and I felt like they could be kind of like a little bit of sand there. Put one here. All right, so here is our first card. I just love it. It definitely screams beachy, driving down the highway along the beach there. So there we go. Card number 1. Clear some of this out of our way. Has anyone's kids or grandkids started school already? I know some of the schools started, a lot of our private schools started last week. And I know we have a school that's doing some construction in the nearby, and they started the middle of August. It was funny because it's my cousin's kids, and they came in to get haircuts, and I thought that was their before school haircuts, you know, before school pictures, and they're like, nope, we did our school pictures already August 1st. I was like, wow, that just seems so early. Okay. All right. So now we've got some space again. So card number 2, I felt like I hadn't used Frosted Forest, probably not Frosted Forest, Forever Forest. So we have lots of really great tree stamps. I like tree stamps. I feel like there's something, you can always add a tree, and I liked having this ombre effect. And I just felt like it looked really earthy, kind of a sunset background. with it, or maybe kind of has a desert vibe to it, but you don't really see pine trees in the desert. So I'm gonna go with a sunset here. Okay, all my bits and pieces. So for this card, we have the mountains. Okay. This is part of the set, has these really cool mountains with. I'm gonna bring in my crumb cake and one of my blending brushes, and I just want it to, I guess, stand out a little bit. You don't have to do this. This is something optional. But I just kind of wanted to highlight the different dimensions in our mountains. Even though you don't really see them a whole lot, you do see them. Okay, so we've done that with our mountains. I will bring in, I'm kind of doing this all backwards, I feel like, but keeps you guys on your toes, right? Simply said, as most of you know, this is one of my favorite sayings. It has a little bit, or I should say my favorite stamps, because it has a little bit of everything as far as sayings go. So we're gonna bring in our happy birthday. Oh, that was loud. Janelle, yours started school today, 7th and 2nd grade. Oh, this is my last year for middle school, and I will then have 2 of them. My last 2 will be in high school next year. That's just crazy to think. I never, you know, you never think, oh, you'll get to that point, but it is crazy how fast that all happens. I remember being pregnant with my first son, and I would sit in the store and you would look at these 12-month outfits, and they were just born and they're wearing newborn or 0 to 3, and you're like, they're never going to fit in this. And it is amazing how fast they grow into all of those things. Okay, so we have our happy birthday, of course. Probably one of my favorite things to do is just snip the ends off. And we're using vanilla here. Now in this kit, you will get 2 pieces of espresso. One is larger than the other. And we are going to glue our strips to the smaller piece. And why am I using this? I just felt that I wanted a guide when putting my strips on. So that is why I have this extra piece. Is it necessary? Absolutely not. But I liked having it. So oftentimes when I lay strips down like this, sometimes I do like to have a little bit of a guide, I guess. So this is basically my guide, and you just saw me put glue all over this, and I shouldn't have done that. I got busy talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing, because we're going to run this through an embossing folder. So when you do this at home, you will run it through any embossing folder that you have at home. On my card here, I used the brick. And I just felt that you could leave it plain like this. It's pretty just like this, but I wanted some texture, and I felt like when I embossed it, it softened it and made it kind of just all come together. Okay, so now I have my 3 strips. Wipe off my excess glue here. And I am going to bring in a different folder this time. Bring in our embossing machine. I'm actually going to put a little piece of paper. Put my scratch paper. on the back of this so I don't get any glue on embossing folders or the machine. Okay, so you need your number 1 plate. And I brought in the Leaves 3D folder. I thought that would be really pretty with the set. I feel like this is very much, I would feel like would be a Tyler approved card, or I'm hoping it would be a Tyler approved card. And with this one, this isn't a full, it doesn't cover this whole, the pattern doesn't cover the whole thing. It only covers part of it. So just line up your paper how you want. But if you have a regular folder, the brick folder or any other folder, you could, it wouldn't matter where you place it. We'll bring in our number 4. Good morning, Sandy, welcome. And then we have this really pretty background on our DSP. Then, or I shouldn't say DSP, we made it DSP, but it's really just cardstock. We'll adhere this to our espresso. Okay, we will adhere our mountains. And I'm putting them so that they're slightly on both the Cajun craze and the pumpkin pie, okay? And we have the Natural Tones linen thread. So we got, I believe this is Cajun craze. It looks like Cajun craze, but it could be copper clay, garden green, and looks like Night of Navy. And I thought this worked really, really well for this card. So we'll wrap that. We're gonna double it. And then instead of tying a bow, because I figured maybe we give this to a man, we could give it to a woman too. Both very versatile. I would like this card, but you know, it might be my favorite colors are in here. Shades of orange. Okay, so now we have that, and we can adhere this to our crumb cake card base. Okay, so time to bring in our trees. We're gonna pop up this tree, and your little dimensionals work great on this. You could also probably use your black dimensionals since we're using espresso. But they fit in these bigger gaps right here, so that's great. So I will lay that about here. And then we're going to take our other tree here and we're going to tuck it in behind our mountain and next to our larger tree. Maybe, if I can get it in there. Oh my goodness. It's hard work today. I probably should have put this one down first. But that's okay. Okay. Looking good, right? Now all we have to do is add our sentiment that we stamped. Good morning, Diana. You're just waking up in California. I wish I was waking up. Took me a while to get going the last couple days. I don't know, maybe it's the heat or something. I don't know, but yesterday I was late for the video. I was about a half hour late yesterday. I just could not get myself going yesterday and had a little bit of trouble this morning. And I really need to get my act together because it's going to be early mornings from here on out with the kids going back to school. So, but I've been kind of liking having the summers where I can sleep till 7, maybe 8 on a good day. Then I took 2 pieces here of my twine and I'm just going to tuck them underneath. And then we're just going to tie it in a knot. So just like that. Just to add some texture in there. And I like to, with my linen thread or twine or whatever, I like to kind of unravel the ends a little bit. And if you don't like where your knot is, the way that I do it, the way I just tied this knot, you can easily slide your knot up and down here and adjust it to where you want it. Oh, you're very sweet, Diana. She's asking to show me the love. So I do feel the love, guys. I really appreciate that you guys have gone on this journey with me. Like most of you know, last month I celebrated a year and doing videos. Not a year with Stampin' Up. I started Stampin' Up back in 2016. And Chris and I started doing classes together at a local place, and then we started doing them in her home together. And then, you know, life took me on a different journey, you know, with children and a husband. So I kind of just had to step away a little bit. But then this past couple years, you know, ever since COVID, I've just felt like I was missing something in my life, and this was it. I missed stamping and being creative and being with all of you. I miss the sisterhood that is created in our team. I do have to say, having Chris as a leader, she has really brought a team that bonds so easily. And, you know, we all are different and come from different places, but we really do bond. And I don't know, it's just something that I was missing in my life. And I'm so happy to be back and stamping again and being with all of you. It really is something I look forward to. Now, if I could only get my act together and get my crafting done ahead of time, that would be better. But I just haven't been able to get there. So baby steps. It's been a lot of baby steps for me in this journey, and you guys have all stood by while I've taken those baby steps, and sometimes I've taken a few baby steps backwards. So I appreciate it, and thank you so much. So card number 2 is here. Time to do our inside. So we'll bring in our scrap paper here. I forget what I did on the inside. I think I just did celebrate. I felt like may all your dreams come true. It felt a little feminine for me. It makes me want to dig out Cinderella or something. So if I was going to give this to a guy, he might not appreciate it. My husband wouldn't care, but others might. So, wrong color. We're going to stamp this in Cajun Craze. And there she is, our queen bee.
Hi.
So we got celebrate here, and then we're going to bring in our Forever Forest. So don't get too confused here. We have Forever Forest, Frosted Forest, and we have another, what's the new holiday Christmas one that I'm doing for my board?
Well, there's Delicate Forest.
Oh, Delicate
And
Forest.
the annual calendar, and then there's Season of Elegance and Peaceful Evergreen.
Yeah, Peaceful Evergreen. So we have a lot of
Trees.
tree stamps right now, but they're so hard to choose from because they're all so beautiful and different in their own ways. So let's see. Hopefully this will work. My block is not quite big enough this morning. So we have this group of evergreens here.
You can show this off for me. The DSP sampler is
Okay.
done whenever
And
you
when
have.
do they have to RSVP for this?
As soon as they can, and before
Okay.
they're gone. And I
Okay.
have about 12 left.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So I got something else to show you guys.
On my calendar of events on September 3rd.
Okay. So we're going to take our trees. We are going to stamp them full strength, and I'm not completely on my paper. And then I'm just going to slide it over a little bit and go second strength. So we got a nice little forest there in our background. Okay, so card number 2, what do we think? And like I said, 2 completely different backgrounds, but you could use any. I don't know if you can see, there you go. Maybe I'll see a little bit better. You can use any embossing folder that you like with this. I think both are equally pretty. So yeah, all right, so card number 2, done. And then our next card is just a really simple, easy card. Nice and colorful. I've used this DSP a lot just because I think it is so pretty. I'm not normally a pastel girl, but I love color. As you can see my shirt today, I have tie-dye on, but it's like all rainbow colors, and I love color. So if there's ever DSP that with lots of color, that's usually the thing that I will gravitate towards. So we're bringing in the, I think it's called Up, Up and Away, or Lift Me Up DSP. We just got some simple strips here, a die, and then sometimes we often forget because it's not in the catalogs. We have all these online exclusives, and I love the words in this stamp, and I love that you have options with these. So this is called Happy Little Things. It does come with dies that have a little label, 2 little labels that can cut out these little sentiments. And what's great about this is you have the outline image and you have inside image you could stamp. But if you didn't want to stamp it, you could color these each a different color. You can do an ombre effect with maybe some blends. You could like put polka dots on here or stripes on your letters. There's so many different things that you can do with just these words. And I love to play with words on my cards. So we have a piece of Pool Party here. We have our 2 labels, and I'll give you a little trick there to show you how to make more of your labels. I have 2 pieces of white in this kit. One is larger, so the larger piece will go in your inside, and then a smaller piece that will go for to put your strips on. So be aware of that. And if you ever get edges that curl up around the edges, all you have to do, sometimes I get that with my cutter, is take your bone folder and just rub it along the edges and it smooths it all right out. So then they look nice and crisp all over again. Okay, so now we have 4 1-inch strips. I think they are 3.5 and this might be 3 3/4. And I'm going to start with my ends and work my way towards the middle. You know, and speaking of our last card and doing something different, let's say you don't like orange. You could easily do blues, you could do purples, you could do any sorts of colors and just change up the colors of your card, and it can have a completely different look. So there we go, that's pretty even. Not exact, but close enough. Then we are going to put this on a piece of azure. Now I love this blue and for some reason I don't use it enough. So I was really excited to pull this out and play with this. I like the boldness of the blue on here. So we've got our azure. We're going to put this on. Now we're going to take and flip this over. Got a little stickiness going on. We're going to stamp our sentiment. We're using the word celebrate. And you could stamp one, however way you want to do it. You could stamp the outline first and then stamp the solid image, or you can vice versa. Some people find one way is easier than another, and I think it just depends on everyone's eyes and your vision as far as what is easiest, what's the easiest way for you to stamp. There is no right or wrong way to do this. So I'm going to stamp the solid image, ink it up, and I'm going to stamp off, as I just stuck my finger in the ink pad. Oops, and I almost forgot to stamp off. And this is one of those words, I just noticed it, and luckily I didn't stamp on my label, where because it's a photopolymer stamp, I don't know how well you guys can tell, but I can tell in person that my C on the end here is lifted up a little bit. So I'm actually going to take and clean this off again. And I am going to lay it just on my paper and then pick it up from my paper. Maybe it's just the stamp. But that, when I was talking about the tires before, that easily happens with photopolymer. But you know, the nice thing about that is with our photopolymer, you can bend it. So like if I wanted to have a circle and I wanted this word celebrate to kind of curve and be rounded around a circle, I could do that with photopolymer, where you can't do that with our cling stamps. So that is one plus, one of the many pluses, I should say, about our photopolymer. Okay, so I have celebrate on here, and this is just the solid image. Now I'm going to bring in my detailed, and I'm going to do that full strength in the azure. Once again, I should have laid it flat and then done it. And you don't have to do that with every stamp, but sometimes your long ones, I have a feeling I'm off on this. Oh, not too bad. Okay. For me, I would say now I've stamped it both ways, and I find it's easier to stamp the outline first and then do the solid image. But like I said, everybody's eyes are different, and how you see things through the block can make a difference. Okay, so now we're going to take our label. They're both the same exact label. I'm going to cut it in half, and we're going to stretch out our label. So depending which way you cut your label will depend where your blue would show. If we cut it up and down, you wouldn't have any blue up here, but you would have it on the ends over here. So you can do that with any label die, or even floral dies. I've done that too, where the way I'm layering things up, I want things to spread out more, or I want things closer together. I will cut things apart often to do that. And I put it on the wrong side. My stitching is different. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to your stitching. Okay, so you see we have that gap. And like I said, that's another great way to make things stretch. And then with this paper came this coordinating twine. We've got Flirty Flamingo, Balmy Blue, and the Lemon Lolly. So we're going to bring in our Flirty Flamingo. Wrap it around the middle of our card. Oops, didn't make this quite long enough. Could have made it a little bit longer. There we go. Then we're gonna pop this up. You could glue it flat if that's your preference. But since there's not a whole lot going on with this card, I wanted to get dimension on the page. It's a more simple card. Okay, we're going to put this on our pool party base. Like so. Pop up our label, of course. Center that on our card. And then we'll bring in our bow maker and make a double bow. I will say, I don't know what I would do without a bow maker. I love using my bow maker. My husband's best friend and his family have moved here from Utah, and she likes to scrapbook and make cards. I'm so excited. I'm going to have another partner in my world here, and they are actually living with us, and so she watched me create a few of the cards, and I pulled out this bow maker, and she was completely fascinated. She's like, oh my goodness, I have never seen anything like that before. And she was just like, ugh, that is a lifesaver. So she was pretty excited about it. I joked, I said, well, we should make our husbands make some, and they could have a little side hustle. And she looked at me, she goes, I think they got enough side hustles. Those boys are always up to something. We have more cars and small engine stuff than any one person needs to have, I think. They would disagree with us, though. Okay, and then we have these beautiful dots that we can add. And there we go. Now we can stamp the inside of our card. And I brought I'm bringing in the Simply Said again, and I'm going to bring in birthday wishes. We'll stamp that in azure. Kind of a fun word to say. So we have that, and then also in this stamp set, we have these little diamonds here, and I thought it would be fun to add a few of those. And we're going to bring in our Flirty Flamingo for that. Well, welcome from Central Montana. You're anxiously awaiting the holiday catalog. I think we all are. For it to go live and we can go crazy here. And I think I'm just gonna, nope, I'm gonna leave it like that. So I just added these little diamonds here. And we'll adhere that to the inside of our card. Gosh, it's crazy. I look up in the camera and I know I've got a hot mess on the desk. Then I look in the camera and I go, oh yeah, I definitely have a hot mess. But I feel like that's how I work. And then I clean it all up and then I make a hot mess again. And, you know, that's how we go. So here are today's cards. Got a little bit of everything. So we got a little bit of celebrating going on. We've got fall going on, and of course a little summer to end up with. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's cards. If you want these kits will be available until September 4th. Once I get orders in, September 4th is the cutoff time, then I'll cut the kits and get them sent out. Remember, for a lot of this stuff, you know, you're like, well, I don't have that stamp set, or I don't have this or that. You could substitute it with something else. You could put any sentiment in here. Same with here and here. Maybe you don't have this truck set, but maybe you have the palm trees or something. So if you don't have that, it's okay. You will get a piece of white paper, you know, to stamp whatever image you have, or if you have this at home on, but otherwise everything can always be interchanged with one another. And once again, the other kits that I have available are the Fall Fun Folds. So this class is $17 plus $6 for shipping. Here's our Fall Folds cards. So we have 4 fun fall folds. This is a diamond easel card. We've got to step up with the Forever Forest, an easel card, and we have our book binding with a little explosion on the inside. So this kit is available. It's $20 plus $6 for shipping. And of course we have the August scrapbook class, $24 plus shipping. Now remember, if you get multiple classes at a time, I do discount that shipping too, so keep that in mind. I take check cash, or I also do PayPal, so you can reach out with that. Here is side 1 of our scrapbook layout. You do need to provide your own 12 by 12 white, but everything else is provided for you. So we have that. And as always, you guys could reach me at Glitter and Ink with Gina, or you can email me at ginalbulo@gmail.com. And I would greatly appreciate it if you guys went on over to my Facebook page and liked and followed me over there. Eventually, I will get onto my own platform. I did create a YouTube account, but I do have to upload a video and stuff, and I'm not really set up for that. My daughter and I actually did a Facebook video, was it a week ago or so? We did a Facebook Live, and with some boxes and books, and my camera assistant, my daughter, we were able to get a video in, but I'm definitely not set up to do one completely on my own yet. So I have some things to get with that. So, and as always, I am trying to grow my business. So when you guys like and follow, and please share my videos, I really appreciate getting the word out and spreading the love. And if anyone is interested, I am, like I said, trying to grow my team and grow my business. So I would love for you to join me on this journey and stamp alongside me. And also, when you're on my team, you're on Christine's team, so you get the best of both worlds. So, like I said too, don't forget to use up your bonus days cash, and paper sale goes till the end of the month. So we have all of those great things going on, and you can look forward to technique class. We're going to be using changing leaves for technique class in September. I think we're going to do some different techniques, like not just specifically one technique. I kind of have like a baby wipe technique and a Joseph Coates technique. I have a bunch of different things to use with that set, because fall colors are so much fun to do that kind of stuff with. So we're going to be doing some of that. We also will have, of course, our scrapbook class. And for those of you that haven't heard or are not demonstrators, Stampin' Up! Reached out to us last week, and hopefully we'll find out more. I'm hoping this week that there are a bunch of things coming our way in the month of September. We don't have a date yet as to when that release will come, but it is in regards to scrapbooking. We'll see some more 12 by 12 paper in a two-tone effect, so you'll have like a full strength paper, and on the back of it will be like a stamped off color of that same color. They're going to have workshop kits that may include sticker sheets, ephemera packs, could be stamps and dies that all coordinate with it. And don't forget that these are not just for scrapbookers. You can easily take whatever these workshops will entail and make them into cards or projects or anything else like that. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. And Facebook is where I keep most of my announcements right now. So that is, if I'm running late for a video or anything like that, it's going to be posted on my Facebook page. It's just easier that way, and versus me calling Christine because I'm on her channel and having her update things because she's got her own things going on. So that is where you can find the most current up-to-date information. And I will put this video on my Facebook page, so make sure to go over there and share it. So anyways, I won't see you guys for about a week and a half or so before the technique class comes up. You guys have had me kind of 3 days in the last week. So anyways, in between there, I hope you all have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. And we'll see you once the holidays kind of begin. We're going to start off with the escape here pretty soon, and I'll have my technique class right before the escape. So lots happening, lots of exciting things, and I have a lot of things that I would like to show you guys as we get to the holidays here. I have all these ideas blooming and brewing, so hopefully I can get that all accomplished. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for stamping.